Hello, everybody. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. My name is Jonathan, and today is day 355 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. If this is your first time checking out one of my channels, a little bit about me. I'm 39 years old. I'm married. We have 4 children together. I'm going to put my headsets on all the way. And I've been overweight my whole life. And I started this channel here kind of to record my weight loss progress. I decided last year that I really needed to focus on losing weight and make it a priority in my life. And so I challenged myself to lose 300 pounds over the course of 3 years. Like I said, I'm 355 days, so I'm only 10 days away from 1 year. I'm pretty excited about how things have been going so far. Let me just hit this. I'm having some audio issues. I did check my microphone before I went live and it worked, and then when I did go live it quit working. So that was why I started a little bit late today. For anybody that does check out my videos, and I might give a second. I know Anthony was in the room before when I stopped the stream, so maybe he'll come back here, and I'm sure Carrie will be checking in here before too long. Unless she might have meetings today, so Carrie probably won't be here today. So anyways, the point of today's video, I guess if you are first time and you're still listening to me ramble here in 2 minutes in, I go live generally around 4 p.m. on weekdays just to kind of talk about how my weight loss progress is going, talk about any things new that have come up. I love to hear about non-scale victories, love to share non-scale victories as well. But I figure I get right into what I want to talk about today. Yesterday, me and Carrie took the kids over to what I guess you would call a plant-based pop-up or a vegan pop-up food vendor. They have been traveling all over the country selling their chicken sandwiches and French fries. The name of the organization is called Vuture Foods. It's future, but with a V. And it was really nice to go out and support the efforts that they're trying to put forth in spreading kind of the plant-based eating, or the that it was really I'll talk about everything here once I get my camera up and running. But I was just going to go through a few photos from the event and kind of go over everything. So right after the stream here, if you were watching yesterday, my wife and kids picked me up and we went right down to the event. The event was scheduled to go from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. We left here just before 5. We got down to the event right around 5 o'clock. And when we got down there, it was already really busy. We showed up, couldn't really see from the way that we approached until we got parked and got out of the car. But once we got out of the car and started walking towards the event, we could see that there was a decent line of people getting ready or waiting to get some food. Because this is a traveling event, and this is the Vuture Foods, just kind of the canopies that they had set up there. Because it's a traveling thing, they don't have a lot of resources at hand for them. They it's a group of 4 or 5 people that they travel across the Anthony says, glad you're back live. Yeah, I had checked the audio and it worked prior to the stream, and then once I went to get into the stream it quit working. So I am back live now. I think I need a new cord. So I have a boom arm that takes the microphone from my side here in front of me, and I think that I've been stretching the connector at the bottom of the boom arm too much, and I've caused damage to that cord because I can hear static and noise when I move the cord, but or like if I really get into the microphone and like scream into the microphone, I can cause it to make some noise. So I do hope that it's just the cord and it'll be an easy fix to fix that. So I'm just trying to pull up my notes here from yesterday. But yeah, so we got there. Um, Not a huge crew of people working. That would have been, I'll go through some of my criticisms, but if they could have, like I said to Carrie, with the popularity and the number of people that were there, if they could have found some sort of caterer or some other food vendor to give them a few extra hands, it might have helped speed some things up with the process. But realistically, they're only able to fry so much chicken at one time, fry so much of the French fries at one time. So, to add more people, they'd have to add more fryers and more stations that maybe they would be able to, like I said, work. You can't hear me? Um, I'm going to be annoyed. It's just you, Anthony says. Yes, great, because that's been a frustration for the last 20 minutes. So, but yeah, so we got there, we got in line. It was really fun to see, or it was really neat to see all of the people that were waiting for this. Our kids, actually, one of the reasons why we kind of had to get out of here so quick yesterday is because we had two of our other kids in the car, and one of them got upset that they didn't come in. So then they were being cranky prior to getting there. So when we got there and I saw the line, I was a little bit nervous about trying to stand in line with four kids, just hoping that they'd be able to just process the people pretty quickly. The line actually this is a better picture of the line. It actually goes back down the parking lot and then to the right here and then comes back towards us. So there's a decent line ahead of us. I know that Carrie was considering maybe backing out a few times in order to. Sorry, let me know if the audio switched, if it's any better or worse. But consider just ordering food from the local vegan restaurant, going and picking up and going home, because the kids were overall, for being four kids under 10 years old, they all did really well waiting in line. Uh, the line didn't move at a super fast pace, but it did move regularly. I think that what the best I could tell is, and it might be hard to see from this picture, but they were taking orders and allowing themselves to get like 3 or 4 orders behind and then pausing, getting caught up, and then taking more orders, or getting caught up, allowing themselves to get caught up and not get too far behind. If you see like this lady in the red there, and then the person with the mask kind of pulled down there, they're waiting for their food to get done after they've ordered. So they had kind of a line or a window for ordering and then a window for picking it up. Carrie's got some earbuds that are failing her, she says. So we waited in line. I think I might have another picture of the line here, just kind of. It was probably at the same time. It doesn't seem like anybody's moved or made any progress. The lady in front of us there, very smart. She brought a book to read. Well, it was probably smart to bring a book, but she probably should have brought some noise canceling headphones so that she could drown out the sound of my kids and us yelling at the kids. Also, we did have somebody in line in front of us drop a beer, which was nice to have to try to navigate our kids around a big puddle of beer in the parking lot. I had plenty of time to take photos because this is probably about she was very smart because she didn't bring 4 kids, Carrie says. Yeah. We About about halfway through the line at this point. And so if you look so you can see that crowd there of people, they're waiting for their food to be done after they've ordered. And then the people over here to the left, that's actually further back than when we got there. When we got there, probably the guy that has the ABC shirt on. That's about where we were when we first got there. Um, Everybody was, there was a couple kind of instances where like somebody in front of us cut in line in front of us, so it was a net zero in my opinion. And if they ordered together, it might have sped things up. I don't know, but it was kind of an awkward thing where at one point they kind of walked over and the lady uh, hung out. But there was really no issues. Everybody was being patient. I was surprised probably the most by the variety of people. I kind of had maybe an assumption in my head of what everybody might look like. I expected maybe on average everybody to be thinner because kind of a plant-based vegan thing. But it was really a great cross section of the population as far as ages, sexes, sizes, all kinds of people. So the kind of, let's see, another picture of in line, another picture of in line. And so then the menu here. So we ended up going up, and for the chicken sandwiches, we figured that the best thing to do would be to get the kids just plain chicken sandwiches. And so we ended up having them split chicken sandwiches. So we got two regular chicken sandwiches for them to split. And then Carrie got the jalapeno cheddar chicken sandwich, which was a crispy patty, lettuce, ranch, jalapenos, bacon bits, and creamy cheddar. I, for whatever reason, am a glutton for punishment and decided to go with the mango habanero chicken sandwich. It is fake chicken, yes. I'll show some pictures of the food. I think I have one with the bite taken out of it, just to kind of see. They are a soy-based chicken that is, they got me with the mango. Yeah, absolutely. That's why they got me to get it, is because it started with the mango. But it's a soy base. It's breaded. It's fried. I mean, there's nothing healthy about any of these things. I would say, as far as from a calorie health standpoint. The But flavor wise, I'll go over that a little bit, but they were good. So I got the mango habanero chicken crispy patty and mango habanero sauce, lettuce, ranch, and jalapenos. Carrie said that she thought there was something else spicy on there, but it wasn't on that. Anyways, I thought I'd give it a shot, and so we ordered those. They also had fries. The fries were pretty kind of standard, regular seasoned fries, chili fries, bacon jalapeno, buffalo chicken fries. We were gonna order a large order of the chili fries. When I got up to the window and said I'd like to get a large order of chili fries, she said we are not doing any more excuse me. We're not doing any more large orders on the chili fries, but you can do a small order of the chili fries. So I did end up ordering a small order of the chili fries, and I figured it was an opportunity to try a variety, so we also ordered the buffalo chicken fries. A small order of that, just to get a variety of the flavors, to try different things. The food, once I ordered it, was pretty quick to come. It wasn't any faster, I guess, than I would expect any other kind of. I mean, like I said, they had to fry the chicken and they had to fry the French fries, and they were, every sandwich had a chicken patty on it, and anybody that ordered fries. So I'm sure they were just churning the fryers over at a constant rate. But once we ordered, they fulfilled the order pretty quick. This is kind of a picture of the setup they had here. You can see the heat tables here for the food. There's two fryers in the back there that they were frying the food out of. And then there's a prep table to the left here. Yeah, so she's prepping the food to the left. getting ready for the chicken sandwiches. And then yeah, they just had a pile of buns. I think they even kind of had a variety of buns because I saw somebody posted a photo of their sandwich and it looked like it was on a different bun than the sandwiches that ours were on. But anyways, food came pretty quick. They prepped it fast. The lady there with the pink hair, she actually was one that took the order, so she stopped taking orders to help expedite, kind of get the food out, and then um, started taking orders again. So this is right off a picture of the chili cheese fries. There was obviously beans in there. There was a ranch sauce. We got a creamy cheese sauce added to it. There was corn in it, which I don't think you would probably normally see on chili cheese fries that you ordered from a restaurant. But we got these out right away. The kids hit this hard. They loved it. I tried a little bit of it, didn't get, I wouldn't say I got a great kind of representation of all the flavors, but it was really good. It was fairly sweet. Carrie definitely kind of said that that was what she noticed from it, was that it was sweeter than she expected from a chili cheese fries, but it was still enjoyable. So, um, we kind of we grabbed some forks, and that was kind of the one of the negatives I'd have to say of it was that they had a great setup for getting us the food, but they didn't have like a great spot for napkins, and uh, they set up these things next to bars, so the bar was where we had to go to get any type of drinks, and there was a lot of people at the bar, to order food, order other things, um, and but so it was a little bit messy, and also the weather wasn't the best weather. It was probably 60-ish degrees for this time of year. That's kind of chilly for us coming out of the summer into the fall, and and it was kind of windy, like there was a breeze. So the environment wasn't the best for us to be eating outside, but we did make the best of it, and the kids polished these off. One of our daughters was complaining that she didn't get enough of it or she wanted more, but everybody got their fill of it, and it was enjoyed by everybody. The next is this is a picture of the regular chicken sandwich. Um, this is chicken with pickles and their ranch sauce. My son doesn't like ranch. He was very concerned about there being a ranch sauce on there. I kind of had to tell him or let him know that they call it a ranch sauce, but it's not, like it's made to taste like ranch, but it's not ranch. So uh, it might not take it might not taste the same. Yes, that's a huge fake chicken sandwich. It is very big. Um I was amazed by how big they are. I mean, and they were hard to even get a bite out of. Um Again, we didn't have utensils, and the only utensils they had, you saw it in the last picture, was the plastic forks. So I ended up, for the kids, just with my hands, like ripping it apart in half, trying to make it as even as possible. And I would say texture wise, tearing it, it was really not any different, or any that didn't have any feel difference than chicken, really. There was it wasn't maybe as fibrous, but it tore apart just like a regular chicken sandwich, and they were very big. We gave half of a sandwich to each of our kids, and the youngest kids didn't even finish their whole sandwich. The older kids did. The My son loved it. His review was it was the best chicken sandwich that he's had. And That's a pretty good review coming from him, considering he's been kind of he loves his chicken. He loves his real chicken, and that's been a hard thing for him to give up. So I think it was nice for us to be able to give him something that really tasted like a chicken sandwich that you would have got from a fast food restaurant. The breading had that perfect, like, biscuit and gravy, like peppery flavoring. Um, and it was the breading made the sandwich, really, with the seasoning and the breading. And like I said, everybody enjoyed it. They all liked the sandwich. This was a picture of the buffalo chicken fries. Now these fries were very spicy. They you can kind of see that there's French fries in there. Obviously, you can see like that, but then there's also these soy curls. I think is what they are, and they were like strips of soy to imitate um uh uh the strips of soy are there to imitate chicken, and uh they I mean, on their own, I didn't actually, honestly, now that I didn't really try them much on their own. But mixed in with the French fries, having them be that big of pieces, I didn't enjoy the seasoned soy curls that were in there. But the French fries were awesome. I actually took the time to pick out all of the soy curls that were in there and put them off to the side and eat the french fries. You know, if I had any recommendation for them on this, I would be like, you don't have to push everything on your menu having fake meat in it in some way. Like um like just this without the soy curls was much better. Like I said, I don't know if I said it, but eating the soy curls made it felt like every now and then you got a hold of like a stale fry or a fry that wasn't cooked right. But the rest of the fries were extremely crispy and they were very well seasoned and it was very spicy. Um, Not only was this spicy, but my sandwich that I had, which this is a picture of it after I took some bites out of it. And you can actually see up here is the pile of, it's going to be blurry, but that's the pile of the soy curls that I took out of the French fries to eat it. This was my mango jalapeno habanero chicken sandwich. Man, was this spicy. Like mouth on fire, unbelievable spicy. I Carrie ended up going in. One of our kids had to go to the bathroom, so she took him into the bathroom at the bar, and then she got some drinks when she came out. And I had to actually set the sandwich down and eat the. I was eating the spicy buffalo fries because they weren't as spicy as this, but I needed to eat something because that spice was just blowing up my mouth, and the only thing that was making it better was just eating. As awful as that is. So she got back out with the water. I had a pile of napkins. I was going through it. Extremely messy sandwich. What they did is they took the sandwich and they dipped it in the sauce. So it's covered in the habanero sauce, the mango habanero sauce on all sides. So it was real messy. The bun, um, again, this is all like environmental factors that they can't necessarily control, but the bun in combination with the size container they were using, the size containers fit perfect, but like it was a perfect, like exact fit. And so to reach in and grab the chicken sandwich out, you kind of almost had to squeeze the bun, and the bun started to fall apart. It was almost too soft. So again, if we were in a restaurant where we had plates, wouldn't have been an issue. If the containers were a little bit bigger, wouldn't have been an issue. Maybe if the chicken sandwiches were a little bit smaller. I think they could do smaller chicken sandwiches. For the prices they're charging, I mean, it was hard to kind of justify paying what we did, but it was to try something. I know they have lots of expenses, and again, it was all about the experience with the kids and the kind of promoting the idea within our community or helping show that there is a demand for that type of thing in our community. So, but you can see here on this, like I said, it was super spicy. There's jalapenos down here that I didn't even eat there. You can see them hanging off the side of it here. And I took a bite shortly after this that like just so many jalapenos. And then so like the last quarter of the sandwich, I actually took the rest of them off and was like, well, I'll just eat the sauce and the sandwich. Um it shouldn't be as that spicy now that I took all the jalapenos off. I was actually wrong. I I really liked the sandwich. It was awesome. Uh, it was very spicy, and I tried a bite because not all of my kids finished their chicken sandwiches, so I tried a bite of theirs. I tried a bite of Carrie's as well, and then I had this. I mean, of them all, I would say Carrie probably had the best one of the three of us, but the kids, anybody would like that sandwich. I think that it was, I mean, just a regular plain chicken sandwich. Everybody would like that. And then mine, if you like spicy stuff, it's great. Again, the environmental factors, like it was really messy because it was covered in the sauce. I went through all kinds of napkins. Um, if I'd have had regular, like if I'd have been in a restaurant where I had a glass of water at my disposal the whole time, um, I would have, those all would have improved the sandwich in my opinion. But the way it was made, I mean, it tasted really good. It had texture, it had the feel, and and it filled me up, like eating all of that. Like I feel like I've eaten, like if I really felt full and satisfied the rest of the evening. I One of the tips and tricks that Dr. Greger talked about at the end of the book was not eating after 7 p.m. So I'm kind of going to try to maybe work that into my ability. I think that it wouldn't be tough to just decide to stop snacking on stuff after 7. So I was nervous last night that I was going to be hungry all evening. Had no problems. I ended up staying up late watching a movie. Had no issues with needing to snack. So it really did satisfy me for a long time, a lot longer than I expected. And actually talking to Carrie about it, I the the first time I went and had a meal from the restaurant, I did that breakfast challenge, and I ate a decent size amount of food. I had the breakfast sandwich, and I ate some biscuits and gravy. And I left work that day, or I left doing this that day, and went home, and I felt like I just had all kinds of energy. And I ended up taking my younger kids, and we did a 2 mile hike, had a great afternoon, really enjoyed how I felt. And then the next weekend, I went and had that lunch where I had the grilled cheese sandwich and I had the double bacon cheeseburger sandwich. And I was kind of looking forward to it because I was like, I'm going to try this and, hopefully I'll get all that burst of energy again. And I didn't get that same burst of energy. I don't know if it was the type of foods or just how things hit me that day, but I really felt like I almost crashed after eating that. It might have been that you know, the week or whatever had just caught up to me as well. But, um, and then we had the pizza. Pizza really didn't set well for me for a while. Like I liked the pizza, I enjoyed the flavor of the pizza, and I will probably eat that pizza again in the future. I'll have to try to limit myself to eating less of it. Like that was definitely a mistake. I ate too much of it in a short period of time, especially the taco pizza because we didn't want it to go bad because the chips go stale anyways. Um, the But I didn't feel great after that either. Uh, and then yesterday having this sandwich, I kind of had that same kind of burst of energy last night. Like we got home late. It was a stressful afternoon dealing with everything to get the kids going and getting everything set up. And so I did not expect to be kind of full of energy in the afternoon, and I was. So like I said, it might have just been the amount. Maybe I didn't overeat that breakfast and yesterday because like I said, I didn't finish that chicken sandwich. It was something where I was feeling full. The kids had already finished eating, so everything was kind of they were expiring as far as their patience. They had done great, really, for having to wait in line for over an hour to get the food. They did a great job. the having to kind of wait to get drinks and stuff and kind of, but they all enjoyed the food. We all enjoyed the food. I would order any of that stuff again. Um, and overall, it was a really positive, great experience for us. Let me see. I wrote some notes down. Some of the positives, it was cool to see all the people. There was a ton of people out there. There was a Facebook page that we're part of that they were talking about the event, and people were talking about how long they were waiting. And we waited an hour, and when we were done, there was a line that was at least an hour long. So I'm sure that they sold through the food while they were there. They limited our order on the French fries to a small order instead of a large, and then actually before I even got the fries, they stopped taking orders for the chili cheese fries. So we actually got one of the last orders of the chili cheese fries that they did for the day, which is sad because that was the better of the fries. And so if people decided to go with the the buffalo chicken fries, they I hope that they took the soy. I hope they just ate the fries because it was really good, just the fries. Um, Kids loved the food, and it was really cool that we did have to wait an hour, but it was three or four people serving hundreds of people. And so considering it was how it was fairly fast. Like from the time I ordered, when I got to the window and got my food, that was quick. I definitely see, like, I see this and I'm like, God, I can't believe somebody couldn't figure out how to do a fast food restaurant with these foods. Like just chicken sandwiches, French fries, um, and just a few different things. But and I hope that's what they're kind of trying to figure out. I mean, if because those were big sandwiches. It wasn't. I was not ripped off in any means. Well, it wasn't. I mean, the oh, that was the wrong one. Here we go. But it was good. And then we enjoyed all of it. There was none of it that was like, oh, I don't like how that tastes, or I don't like the undertaste. Like the flavoring of the chicken was on par. The fries were regular fries. They just cook them in a different oil, and they were very crispy. I really liked the fries, especially crispy for having all the sauce that was on them. Um, the negatives, I talked about like the environment. Just if it was at a restaurant or somewhere uh, a little warmer, better access to water for us, condiments being closer, um, those would have improved it. But they just try to find a bar that they can do this out of, and they do their best that they need. Um, it was messy because of the environment. My hoodie that I was wearing, I didn't even talk about that, but it was cold, so we were playing musical chairs with hoodies and coats, and I ended up giving my hoodie to my son. He looked like it looked like a floating hoodie half the time because it was just the arms were so long they were dragging on the ground practically. Um, and so it was messy. The And you saw the foods; they were all kind of messy, kind of foods, really. And so, if there was a way to make that less of a messy thing, that would have been nice. Uh, the So the one negative I'd have to say is like I have a friend that I would love to see switch to a plant-based diet. I've joked with them. I've tried to talk them, and they're just not there, or they may never get there. Who knows? And it doesn't. It's their choice. But uh, I could have taken them to this event and fed them this food. They would have enjoyed it. And that kind of like when you see the crowd of people, it makes me wonder how many of these people are vegan or plant-based, how many of these people are dipping their toes in and this is their introduction to it, how many of these people are trying it just so they can snub their nose at it and say, I tried it and it tasted horrible, like, but because there was such a variety of people there. And, um, but I could have taken my friend and his partner, and they, tried the sandwiches, and they absolutely would have enjoyed them. They would have enjoyed the chili fries. They would have enjoyed the fries out of the buffalo chicken fries, and the sandwiches they would have absolutely enjoyed. I think that, um, I'm not going to say you wouldn't be able, like, if somebody said, can you tell there's a difference? Sure, I'm sure, you could tell there's a difference. But if you're just presented with that as a chicken sandwich, I've had worse tasting chicken sandwiches from many fast food restaurants than that. Um, the uh, the downside that to that is that while it's cool that I can show them that and they might enjoy the food, that's not a true representation of how we eat. These foods, they were, and this was vegan junk food by far. I mean, they don't pretend to be a healthy plate. Like their advertising is that they're kind of a vegan junk food thing. So, um, like having that food was great, but I'm never gonna have that sandwich again unless they come back like a year from now, if they come back through here, or if they start to market these and sell them. But it's not part of our diet anyway. So even if they had these chicken sandwiches in the store, we'd absolutely buy them and make them for our kids, and they would have those probably once a week if that was in the grocery stores that we could buy those chicken sandwiches. We'd bake them instead of fry them. Hopefully, they would taste just as good. Um, but we wouldn't eat them because of the sodium content in them. It's just not something that um, you know, when other people are making the food or we're trying things like this, we're trying things that are plant based. But at home, we eat a whole food plant based diet. I didn't eat anything last night after we had that meal. This morning, it was right back to oatmeal and Ezekiel bread with nut butter on it. And so, um, it's not something where, again, it's nice that we don't have access to that. I couldn't go out and order it again today, but it's not, um, uh, it's not a worry. It's not anything we have to even think about. So that's really nice part about it, is that it was just a pop up, and I hope that everything went well for them. I think that they were doing well. The Yeah, it was just a cool thing to do. I'm glad we went and did it. We were very nervous about whether or not to take the kids. We almost considered finding a babysitter for them and just going ourselves. We probably would have enjoyed it more as a couple had we done that, but having the kids there and exposing them to that, having them see that there was that many other people that eat like their parents eat, or like we're trying to get them to eat, helps too. Like there's a lot of um, diet discussion at our house that it just happens because it's been a big part of our life. I mean, I lost 200 pounds in the last year. I look far different. I ate far different than I was eating. I was the dad that would come home and I'd have a bag of candy that I would let them all kind of split, and that doesn't happen anymore. So uh, everything that they see us touch or put in our mouths, they're like, is that on your diet? Does that have salt in it? Does that have sugar in it? So um, uh, so to them, it's kind of this crazy thing that mom and dad have been doing to try to lose weight. But it's not anything anybody else in the world does, because nobody else in their world is doing it. So taking them to that event and exposing them to kind of other people, and there were other kids there. We weren't the only people with kids. We were the only people there with 4 kids, but there were other people there with kids. The and hopefully that helps those parents, and their kids can look at that and say, hey, look at us, and tell that, they're anyways the same thing. I hope you get what I'm saying. Anyways, uh, overall, awesome event. Enjoyed all the food. Would do it again. If that Vuture Foods is coming near you, I would definitely take a look and see about trying some of their foods and giving it a shot. Um, but it was definitely junk food. I got 10 days now until my 1 year weigh in. I probably screwed it all up uh, because I ate that junk food. I'm probably going to gain a bunch of weight. I just ruined it, but whatever. No, I'll be okay. We'll figure it out together. Um, Anthony says, thanks for the stream. No problem. Yeah, I'm glad that we got a chance to go and try something new. And uh, we're better for it overall. Um, I mean, I've already hit the half hour. I was really only going to talk about this on the stream anyways. I'll be back live tomorrow. It'll be Friday going into the weekend. I hope you guys, we have our kids actually don't have school tomorrow, so Carrie's got to deal with having kids for part of the day at least, more than she usually does. Um, but I hope you guys all have a great evening. If you guys haven't already, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon, turn on notifications. You get alerted when I go live. The hopefully tomorrow I'll have the audio figured out. I'm gonna have to probably buy a new XLR board. I can speak. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for checking out my broadcast. If you haven't already started a diet and you need to diet or you're wanting to diet, then get started right now. There's no reason to wait. Nobody ever gets to their goal and says, I wish I would have waited. They always say, I wish I would have started sooner. I'm in the same boat. I started this on November 1st, 2020. I could have started this months prior, even kind of setting up all the figuring out what I was going to do with the doing a YouTube channel, like if I'd have spent that time losing weight, I'd be even further along than I am now. But um, I can't change that now, and each day I feel better, and everything about my life is improving. So that can be you too if you get started now. You guys all have a great evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.